Hello everyone, welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today is Sunday, February 14th. If you guys are out there celebrating Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day to you. And we're going to get into some DFS picks for today on both FanDuel and Draft Kings. But before we get started, we'll look at yesterday's picks real quick, just see how they turned out. So on the DraftKings side, we had Steph Curry, $10,100, looking for about 50 fantasy points from him. Only got 37.25, so that was a miss. He kind of got blown out towards the end of the game, so he didn't get that run at the end of the game, but still was a miss regardless. Then we had Eric Gordon, $5,800, and he got 40 fantasy points, so he was definitely a hit there. Sterling Brown, looking for about 18, 19 points out of him. We got 20, so that was a hit as well. Royce O'Neal, $4,400. We're looking for 22 out of him. Got 33.75, so that was definitely a hit. And last but not least, Nerlens Noel, $3,900, looking for about 20 fantasy points out of him. He got to 23, so that was a hit as well. So over on the DraftKings side, we were 4 for 5. That was a pretty good day overall there. So if you went with those four guys, Steph, and maybe a couple other good pieces, you probably made some money. Then the not so good, the FanDuel side. So we had Kyrie Irving, $9,800. Kind of like we talked about with Steph. Blowout towards the end of the game, didn't get that blowout run. 37 fantasy points. He was definitely a miss there. Donovan Mitchell, $8,300. We're looking for about 42 fantasy points out of him. He got 33.6, so that was a miss as well. Joe Ingles, $4,900. Looking for about 25 fantasy points out of him. 21.6, so he probably didn't kill you, but he didn't help you either. Nerlens Noel, like I said on the other side, $4,000. Looking for about 20 fantasy points. He got us 25.2, so that was a hit. And then last but not least, we had DeMarcus Cousins, $6,200. Looking for about 31 fantasy points out of him. He got 24. He only played 22 minutes. He did get a double-double, so it's like he was really productive. They just didn't let him play long enough to get there, which was kind of unfortunate. Overall, it was kind of a mixed day on DraftKings and FanDuel. But without further ado, we'll get into the injuries as well. So we're going to kind of skip this first game because it's not on the main slate. If you're playing the first game, just look out for Semi Ojeleye. Robert Williams are both questionable. Ish Smith's out for the Wizards side. Those are the new ones there. Pelicans, we got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Josh Hart, both questionable game time decisions. I think Hart plays once again. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, not too sure about his situation, so he could be a little bit up in the air, but he hasn't really been relevant in DFS lately anyways. Frank Jackson's still questionable. Seca's still going to be out. Mason Plumlee is questionable. If he doesn't play, Isaiah Stewart's definitely in play once again. If he does play, it kind of knocks down everybody else. Timberwolves are the same. Still got Culver and Russell out. The Raptors are pretty much the same. OG's still questionable. Watanabe's game time decision doesn't look like he's going to play, though. Then we move down to the Spurs. LaMarcus Aldridge is still out. No changes there. The Hornets, we still got these three guys out. PJ Washington and both the Martin twins. Trailblazers, pretty much the same. We do see Rodney Hood drawing a questionable tag here as well. Dallas is completely healthy. The Bucks, we still got Drew Holiday. Otherwise, it's the same as we've been seeing. The Thunder that they're going against looks like the same as last time. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out still. George Hill, Teo Maledon, and Trevor Ariza that hasn't played all year. And then we get over to the Magic. That's one of the games to watch once again. Obviously, you got Cole Anthony questionable, Evan Fournier questionable, James Ennis questionable, Al-Farouq Aminu. Honestly, at this point, you have no idea which of these guys is going to play, if any of them are going to end up playing. So just keep an eye out for that. Be sure to watch the news once again. Phoenix is completely healthy now. The Lakers, we got that questionable tag on LeBron James. He's going to play. Anthony Davis, he did play last game, still drawing the questionable tag. We'll see if he plays or not today. Looks like Caruso should be good once again. Denver side, the newest addition is Will Barton being out. Dozier Harris are still both out. Jamal Murray is drawing that questionable tag. I believe he's got an ankle injury, so we'll see if he ends up playing. If not, big boost to Monte Morris. They do have him in the starting lineup without Will Barton anyways, but if Murray misses too, that definitely helps out Monte Morris. It probably even helps out RJ Hampton, who's been playing pretty well as of late in his limited time. Cleveland is exactly the same as it's been for the last couple days. The Clippers still got Paul George out. The Grizzlies, Desmond Bane's still out. Melton's still out. Brandon Clark is drawing a questionable tag. I still don't think he plays in this one. And then for the Kings side, just watch out for De'Aaron Fox and Marvin Bagley once again. They were kind of out then in, then out again last game. So they're not two guys I'm going to go after today in general, just because it is that last game on the slate. Don't have too many pivot options either way. But with that being said, we'll move over to DraftKings, and we'll talk about my DraftKings picks for today. So at the point guard position, we just kind of talked about him a little bit. Monty Morris, he's probably going to be in that starting lineup with no Will Barton. If Jamal Murray doesn't play, he's going to be even better. You're looking for about 21 fantasy points out of him. That's about what he's been averaging on the season. Should get some more minutes in this game. Should get some more usage as well. Definitely going to help him out. If he can get us to 25 fantasy points on a day like today where there's not a ton of value, he's going to be a guy that we're eyeballing, especially early on in the day. Then I have Dwayne Bacon, $4,800. You're looking for about 24 fantasy points out of him. If Evan Fournier is out once again, if Cole Anthony's out, James Ennis misses now, Dwayne Bacon, he's going to have to be out on the floor. So he's going to get the minutes. That's definitely going to help him out. You're looking for that 25-point threshold. Decent value there once again. DeMar DeRozan, $8,000. So you're looking for about 40 fantasy points for him. He's the lead guy for San Antonio, obviously. He plays very, very well with LaMarcus Aldridge out. Out of his past 5 games, he's been very, very good, except for like one game that he wasn't quite as good. But he's getting the minutes, getting the usage, getting the shots. So he should be a good play in your lineup once again. Then power forward, we got Pascal Siakam, $7,900. You're looking for about 39, 40 fantasy points from him. That's about what he's averaging. Goes against Minnesota. Pretty good matchup overall for him there. Then at center, I got Isaiah Stewart again. I don't think Mason Plumlee ends up starting in this one. And for $3,600, I think he's just a great option. You're looking for about 18 fantasy points out of him. I think you get 20. I don't think a lot of people are going to play him as much today because of the last game where he only got about 16 points. But he only played 22 minutes in that game, got 2 quick fouls early on in the game. I don't think against New Orleans, I don't think against Steven Adams that he's going to draw fouls at a very high rate. But with that being said, these are my 5 picks on DraftKings for today. If you go with these 5 guys, you have $21,500 left over to spend, just under $7,200 per player. So, you can definitely pay up for a couple guys, try to find some value there as well. But with that being said, as always, just make sure you're following that news throughout the day. As always, I will mention down in the comments below news as it comes out throughout the day, starting lineups, everything like that, just to keep you guys as updated as possible. Then we'll move over to the FanDuel side. We're going to start off with point guard Michael Carter-Williams. I don't think Cole Anthony starts once again. We saw Michael Carter-Williams actually play pretty well in his return to the lineup, playing that point guard role. He's the only guy on their team that has previous point guard experience, so he's definitely going to be very important. He played 27 minutes the last game. It actually had 21 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Very good day overall. I don't know if he's going to get to this 36 number again, but you're only looking for about 22 points out of him. I think he gets you closer to 30 more times than not if he's starting, if he's that main point guard once again. Then for shooting guard, I do like Dwayne Bacon over here as well, but I didn't want to double up on both sites. So we're going to go with Devin Booker. When I kind of went through my initial run building lineups, Devin Booker was a name that just kept popping up at shooting guard for me. $7,800, you're looking for 39 fantasy points out of him. He's been playing very well lately. Goes against this Orlando team that's very banged up, so he could have a very good game. The only thing you're concerned a little bit about is if they get into some blowout run and he gets taken out of the game. But you can't really predict blowouts as much as we all try to do so. Then at the small forward position, I got Michael Porter. This goes back to Will Barton not playing. Michael Porter's going to see an increase in usage a little bit, probably a couple extra shots. $5,800, looking for about 29 fantasy points. That's what he's averaging. I think he gets you to about 30 pretty easily, so he's a decent value on FanDuel's side today. Then at power forward, we got Blake Griffin. This is probably not one that a lot of people are too excited about, but $5,200, you're looking for 26 fantasy points. If Mason Plumlee's out again, he's going to get a little bit of that backup center run. Definitely going to help him out a little bit, increase his minutes, increase his usage just a little bit more. I think he gets you to that 26, 28 fantasy points that you're going to need out of him rather easily in this matchup. Then last but not least, the center position, Cody Zeller. Looking for about 25 fantasy points out of him at $5,100, averaging 26 fantasy points per game. So the last game, the biggest knock on Cody Zeller is he didn't close. Bismack Biyombo closed. But, they're going against San Antonio today. They're going to have a traditional big man out there most of the times in Jakob Poeltl. And Cody Zeller is going to be out there more often than not. I think he gets that closing run today. I think he's definitely going to be worth it for that $5,100. Gives you that 30-point upside that you're going to need on a day like today if you're not paying up for some of them higher-end centers. Then with that being said, if you go with these 5 guys, you'll have $31,700 left over. Just over $7,900 per player. So definitely a lot of different options you can go if you use this core 5. But with that being said, these are my picks for FanDuel for today. As always, if you guys have any questions at all regarding NBA DFS for today's slate, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. If you guys are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. It really helps build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports. And that's really one for you, the viewers, helping you guys with your NBA DFS, helping you with fantasy football, covering all the football news as we go throughout this off season. As we head into baseball season, we'll be doing some fantasy baseball and baseball news as well. But with that being said, if you are new or current subscribers yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It lets you know every single time I post up a new video. And with that being said, I'll be doing NBA DFS videos every single day. Later on today, I will be doing the AFC North and AFC West bowl predictions recap for fantasy football. So if you guys are interested in that, please check that out as well as it comes out. But with that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys all do very, very well in DFS today. And I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.